The Dyson Sphere's construction is nearing completion, and I would love to end this series feeling like hydrogen and graphene weren't huge problems still. Hello Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series. So, last episode I worked on this over here, and I still have more that I can do. But in order to make a bunch of these, of the upgraded chemical plants, these are the non-upgraded chemical plants, in order to make a bunch of these, I need a bunch of these. And I currently don't have a bunch of these. So really, ideally, what I need to do is... It looks like I already have close to 50 of these, and I can make 10, 12 more. So that's probably enough for my purposes. The question is, could I maybe justify making a few more for funsies? Why not? Just to have a bunch of these ready to go, so I don't have to set up another automatic production facility. Looks like I need to grab some steel. And then we'll probably head to Gakrux to grab one of the other main resources that I need to make a bunch of these. Alright, now it looks like I need some of these, which is not a problem. Nice. Okay, that's much better. Alright, I'll stick with that. Let's go ahead and put some of these away. And I might even be able to justify... Yeah, let's put those back too. There we go. Don't have to lug as many of those around. And... Yeah, we'll put that up. We can put these away for now. This is probably, of all the things I have in my logistics slots, the satellite substation is what I've probably pulled in and out of those slots more than anything else. It's been a lot. Okay, so I have some titanium glass, but I'll be able to get some of that on... I think I'll be able to get some of that on Gakrux, if I'm not mistaken. But I could also grab more here, because I do have plenty available. So let's go ahead and take what I've got on hand. And then let's also make sure... Yeah, I'm still light on graphene here. So I really need to speed up this process. It seems like there's some hydrogen coming in. But we really have two issues that I want to try to resolve. First of all, for whatever reason, hydrogen is not really being exported. Hydrogen is not really being exported here. And I think the reason is just we need more ships coming to get it from our... what we're colloquially / humorously calling our gas giant. So I think we need to go pay a visit to that planet as well, which is another reason to go back to Gakrux. And then we'll come back and keep working on graphene here so that we don't have as much slowness in terms of research. But research speed has generally improved. And so let's head back towards the Dyson Sphere. While we're on the way, we can take a look at how it's going. Wow. Wow. So I do think that ultimately I made the right decision by giving the order for basically the sphere to complete all at once, rather than doing it in stages as I originally planned. And the reason for that is that doing so allows this number... Where are you? Shouldn't have closed the screen. It allows this number to stay higher, because you have a bunch of panels that are working side by side. Remember, the limit is per panel. So because I've got the maximum number of panels pulling in sails at once, that actually ensures that the sphere is building at a consistently fast rate, and we can make more accurate predictions about how long it's going to take, which means that kind of the trepidation I was expressing in the last episode, and maybe the one before that, like, how accurate is the, like, approximate number of episodes left, really? I think what's going to happen is it is going to slow down at the very end a little bit, and might take another episode or two beyond what I initially predicted, and the reason for that is primarily that I gave the order for these much later than I gave the order for everything else. So there's going to be a period of time where the only nodes that are pulling in sails are these top and bottom ones. However, the top and bottom panels also have more nodes than any other panels. Every other panel I've made has 4. These have 6. So that will make a slight difference. Presumably that means they'll produce about 50% faster. Okay, so here we are at our hydrogen world, and you can see it, this is definitely functioning. It seems like, honestly, it's surprising how little hydrogen is sitting in some of these tanks. So you can see some around here that are really filling up. Yep, makes a lot of sense. God, this is crazy to see. So yeah, these are full, and you just have hydrogen constantly being brought in. And actually, hang on, why is this not functioning properly? Let's take a look at this. Interesting, hang on. This is part of the problem. This is absolutely part of the problem. Not sure what's going on here, but we need to make sure that... Okay, yeah. Every single one of these that has hydrogen, output basically needs to have double the output of the inputs. Or rather, let me put that another way. Every single one of these that actually has input coming in from this station, yeah, this was the problem. So the station was actually sitting full. The ring's actually not filling up, which is hilarious. Makes perfect sense, though. Because we needed to make sure these were emptying into the rest of the ring faster. So let's also make sure that there's not another cause for that. We're going to go around the ring fully. Yeah, so that's good. Everything is flowing steadily. It's just when it gets here. So we have two inputs here. And until now, we only had one output. So it wasn't possible for this to actually empty out. Two inputs. Now we have two outputs, so it's flowing. And then this one has two inputs and one output, so... I don't want the same problem to develop again. What would be the best way to ensure... Hang on, this might work. And could I do the same thing here? Probably. I don't know. I feel like this might just be creating a lot of unnecessary redundancy, but my objective is just to get these to empty out and get... That's fascinating. I think that will largely fix it. Hopefully. So what'll basically happen is you have these that are actually filling up. Oh, that's interesting. So what I actually have to do... Let's see here. So I think I've got half of the problem solved, but I need to look at this closely. We have two inputs coming in here and only one output. So what's going to happen is this is going to fill up. And when this fills up all the way, this input, both inputs, are going to stop working. To a degree. Because you'll have more coming in than is coming out. So even though it can, definitely output some hydrogen, this is going to stay full. And there's no way to set a filter on this bottom level or anything. I don't want to stand here and just babysit this the whole time. It's tough to think about, though. So when this fills up all the way, which one will stop? What determines which one will stop? Is it the build order? If it's the build order, then it would be this one that would stop. And the one that would keep flowing would be the one coming from here. And where is that getting its hydrogen from? 3 different places. It's getting it from here. Well, it's getting it from two different places. It's getting it from the side and from the back. I don't know. What I just did might have fixed it. Or it might have just, as with several other fixes that I've either intentionally or unintentionally done this, it's just a temporary thing. I'm noticing that research seems to be going a little bit better now. Okay, so this at least, it seems to have addressed the problem a little bit more easily than I thought. What I had intended to do was come and build more towers. But now that I'm here and I'm realizing the problem wasn't that I need more towers, but that, you know, the hydrogen wasn't actually flowing out of the tower, I feel a little bit more confident that the exports are going to work as intended, and it's going to bring the excess hydrogen from the other planets here. Now, another thing that I can do is this. You know, there's nothing stopping me from going ham and connecting more of this storage apparatus so that the hydrogen can flow in all directions. And in theory, this should also help. Yeah, see, now it's actually empty. Which, that's, in a lot of ways, that's what you want. Because if things settle down, then the inputs that are doubled up have an opportunity to kind of let the... Like, the problem that I was just discussing would attenuate for brief moments. And you would have the ability for just hydrogen that's stored to flow between the tanks all around the circle and kind of distribute, which is good, I think. So, tell you what, let's go ahead and set up similar loops. There we go. Well, no, we need it to go more like... How do we do it the first time? Yep, alright, got it. Alright, and then we come over here. And we do mostly the same thing. Slightly different design. Although I don't need one here, so maybe that's the only time I need to build that. Okay. Yeah, that might work. Yeah, I'm liking how completely empty it seems. There's still hydrogen on the way, but now it's outputting it fast enough. Perfect. Yeah, see, those will ensure that things can kind of spread out a little bit, and we won't get as frozen up as we did before. Great. All right, so that's one problem that I feel a little bit better about. Now let's go get what we need for the graphene. Look at that. We made that. Good Lord. I'm sorry, I am just going to sit here and enjoy the view for a second. Thank you very much. That looks phenomenal. And that's a pretty basic sphere, all things considered. I threw in the little gap at the center, which I always enjoy doing. But, you know, we haven't done any special colors. We haven't drawn anything on the surface of the sphere. We don't have any separate spheres or separate belts. Hello? There we go. Slow down. There we go. Beautiful. Look at all the power lines. Alright, seems like sales are... Ooh, sales are somewhat less abundant right now, aren't they? What's going on there? Let's see if we can figure out that problem. I guess they're just not making it all the way around. I think we're still okay, because again, we have these massive backstalks sitting in orbit. So even the fact that, oh, look what's happening here. That's a first. You see this? There's actually 2 different points at the... Wow, I wasn't expecting that. What the heck? What the heck? It's not all coming from that one point anymore. There are actually some getting pulled from other locations. You can physically see it. Oh, that's amazing. That was completely unexpected. But yeah, I think we have so many sitting in the Dyson swarm that despite the fact that... Hang on, what's going on here? Whoa! Hold on. Okay, this is an output. Excuse me? What's happening here? This is not right, is it? Oh my god. How did that happen? I don't know how that happened. So we've had one of those lines that has been feeding properly this entire time. Obviously it hasn't affected anything in the grand scheme, but like, what the heck? It wasn't really that many sails, so I don't think it was clogging anything up that much, and it wasn't even preventing any of the rows from firing. There were other... Like, this line here could still contribute to the splitter, and everything would be able to work as normal. But for whatever reason... Yeah, that's so odd. I genuinely do not know how that happened. It's crazy. This line got reversed, and I don't remember doing that. I might have clicked the button by accident. I might have meant to reverse a different line than I actually did. Hang on, let's look at this. You can use this as a reference. Yeah, so this line is meant to be filtered that way, and then come to the center. This is the central line at this point. So no, yeah, I don't think I would have meant to reverse this line or that line, or like gotten them mixed up at any point. So I don't know how that happened. But anyway, not what we're here for. Let's grab a crap ton of these since we have so many. All right, and now we can make 5 of those out of hand, and then I will need to grab something that is present here on the planet, I believe, somewhere. Just gotta locate it. I think we have these on the planet, don't we? Or do I need to go back to... I mean, I've got a bunch of them on Alpha Andromeda, so it's fine if that's where we need to go. Yeah, maybe we don't have them here. Am I importing them here from anywhere? Doesn't seem so. So yeah, I mean, we've got what we came for, really, so I just need to go back to Alpha Andromeda. Anyway, let's do that. Look at it. It looks so good. And it's so nice to see these, you know, middle latitudes filling up so nicely. Fantastic. All right, so here's Alpha Andromeda. Headed back that way. We have massive storage boxes just full. The largest possible storage containers in a huge tower, you know, storing a bunch of these last resources that I need, so I'll be fine. And I currently have, looks like just those 5, the first 5 that I made, but I can make more once I have some of these. And I'll have plenty of titanium glass that I think I can grab from Alpha Andromeda, so I should be fine there. We're almost done with our next research project, which is great. I very much doubt we'll get through this entire queue before the series ends, but this next project will help with literally everything. It's another baseline resource efficiency upgrade. As I bump the mic slightly with my shoulder. That's what I get for needing to note down a time to check later in the recording. Because I just missed the planet entirely. Here we go. And we're back. All right, so the storage, oh yeah, we're good. We have plenty. I'll grab 5 of those. And it looks like, yep, titanium glass is the deciding factor. Not a problem at all. Let's come over here. And do I have titanium glass being made anywhere else? I don't think I do. I mean, on other planets I do, but I don't think it's being made anywhere. Oh, yes, I do, right here. Duh. Yeah, I knew there were a few more that I'd expanded the line at some point. I just couldn't remember where exactly it was. And yeah, titanium glass is still the deciding factor. There we go. Yeah, it's all titanium glass at this point. Glorious. All right, so we have over 30 being made. I very much doubt that I'm even going to place that many. So I probably have everything I need. Now what do we... Yeah, once again, hydrogen is a bottleneck here. Why, though? We should be outputting hydrogen in copious amounts and exporting it in similarly copious amounts. Let's take a look at how that situation is looking now that we have everything set up over here. All right, this is an output line, I believe. Yes, it is. So we have huge amounts of hydrogen being sent down this way. It looks like it is flowing much more freely than it was before, and the reason for that would be that we probably have a lot less hydrogen coming in this way. We have some still flowing down the line, but I think what's probably happened now at this point, yeah, okay. This is what I wanted to see. This really shouldn't have a lot of hydrogen. Hydrogen is passing through here, but that's interesting. It's passing right back out. So part of me thinks maybe it's time to go ahead and I'm not going to completely disconnect this line, but what I'm going to do is temporarily sever it to see the effect that that has on the overall hydrogen situation. Because in theory, that should increase the amount that can flow from this direction, including out of these storage containers. Because, I mean, if you've been watching the entire series, you know this particular storage situation has never been ideal at all. Another solution would be to actually build another export station, or maybe see if there's a slot on an existing one, but there isn't. That would help offload the hydrogen even faster, maybe even directly from these containers. And that would solve the problem more or less immediately. Although, I have to say, it seems like this particular... Yeah. Seems like this piler is working as fast as it can. Doesn't seem like it's actually working, though. Seems like stuff is going... It's coming out at the same height that it's going in. No, I can see it stacked. So it is working. It's just odd. Yeah, this storage is completely full, and I don't think I can add to it, yeah. Alright, that does seem to have partly resolved the issue. One way that we could resolve it further is we could add a piler. Yeah, we could put one in right here or so. Just to help pull things off the line, you know? Oh wait, wrong way. Wait, was that the wrong way? No, it was not the wrong way. Alright, that'll help things feel a little bit less congested, maybe? Yep. Alright, so that one at the very end is able to output safely again. So that's a definite usage for pilers that I need to keep in mind from early on in the next series that I do in DSP. Because, yes, they're good for combining lines and like making things on lines really dense if you use sorters, but also if you have situations where a line is backed up, you can use a piler to compress things on the line, a single piler, and help the line get moving again. So it kind of has a dual purpose. Okay, so now what I'm going to do... Hang on. We are going to need to, first of all, where are my sorters? There you are. Put you there. I think I do need to go ahead and... Where are you? There you go. Perfect. So we have a little bit of inventory overflow there. Let's see if we can't address that. All right, still overflowing. Hopefully the bots will come and pick some of that up, but I don't think they will necessarily. So let's put those away. And then this should let me grab the rest. Perfect. Okay. So now I can just drop that off. Perfect. That's much better. Not carrying nearly as much stuff now. Alright, so these will hopefully help me... Yeah, you can see both pilers. And we still have a hydrogen output problem, though. So we probably need another piler, like, roughly here. Same principle. Just trying to lighten the load on this line. Seems like it might not be working too well anymore. Let's see if it clears up after a moment. The line is a little bit backed up. I think there's a pretty substantial amount of hydrogen waiting to get on the lines here, so it's taking a moment, but it might be... Hang on, let's take a look here. It might be getting better. I don't know, it doesn't seem like it is. It seems like a third piler might be in the works here. Might be necessary. Let's go ahead and put one down here. You probably get diminishing returns with this strategy. Yeah. Doesn't really seem to be working anymore, but I think the reason it's not working is Yeah, it's inputting as fast as it possibly can here. One potential solution would be to disconnect that and connect this here. And then in theory, I don't know if this would really help. Doesn't seem like it would. All right, hang on. I have an idea. All right, that line doesn't work coming in. What if I did this? And then flipped the whole path. Oh yeah, it's happening. All right, now that's flowing in, and what this one can do... I doubt this is going to work the way I want it to, but I'm going to try. All right, so now let's connect you here. So we have extra output. Probably doesn't change that much in the grand scheme. But maybe it does. All right, so the question is, does that allow these to produce anymore? Not really. The real problem is that this storage can only output stuff so fast. I do have an idea for how I can output it even faster. It involves 2 pilers and actually using them the other way. How many do I have on me right now? None. That's what I thought. I was down to my last few. Let's go ahead and make 10 more. It'll take a second to build them, that's fine. Also, how many of these can I make now? I need more titanium glass, then I can make more. Let me grab a few more stacks of that in the meantime, because it'll empty out inventory slots. That's the main thing I'm trying to do. Although I have to say it's emptying them a little bit more slowly than I would prefer. So maybe let's try and grab some more titanium glass, because God knows we have enough excess here right now. There we go. Starting to see a few more slots open up. That's what I wanted in the first place. Okay. Every now and then, you just got to stop and jam to this particular track while you're playing. Every now and then. Just kidding. Always. Every single time. It's so good. All right. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. We've got our pilers. Let's see if we can actually enact a solution here that would help stuff flow out of this a little bit faster. Maybe. Perhaps. We're going to have to delete yet another solar panel, shocking no one. And I'm also going to slightly move this fuel line just so that we have a little bit more room to maneuver here. Okay, there we go. That didn't back up for too long. You saw it start to back up there when I did that. I was like, nope, not going to have that. That's not going to continue happening. All right, so now we're going to have another output line here. And I'm going to do these pilers literally side by side. like that. They're both powered. Oh, wait. Wrong way. I'll get that consistently eventually. All right, and then I think I might be able... Yeah, we're going to have to use this kind of splitter. And maybe we can get away with this. Let's try it. No, we can't. So what we'll do instead is delete one more solar panel. Don't really need it. Come up to this level, that level, and go in that way. Okay, so now that should allow a little bit more free movement of hydrogen down that line. Maybe? Okay, yeah, starting to see it. Already starting to see it. It's going to take a second for it to, I think, really free up, but this should allow more graphene to be produced wholesale. And what we should really start to see, hopefully, is if I come over here where graphene is imported. Awesome. Yeah, we should start to see more of a backstock of the stuff, which is now definitely the case. So I feel a little bit better about that as well, on top of feeling better about this situation here. Let's take a look at how the hydrogen situation is balancing out. This is where hydrogen was flowing in from this top direction, and now it's no longer doing that. The downside is we no longer have all these power plants running. It hasn't affected the planet at all, but we were burning off hydrogen here, and that's just, it's no longer happening that way. So one thing I could do to reverse the situation is I could flip this path, and that would allow more hydrogen to be burned so that those could still function normally. And maybe that would be even more ideal. For Alpha Andromeda 2. And that's it for this episode. Let's take a look at Gakrux before we leave. How close are we? We are less than 600,000 from the completion of our Dyson Sphere. You can see the being absorbed number is now below 20,000. That's to be expected. It's going to creep downward a good ways, but I think it's only going to get really slow once the only panels left, as I said earlier in the episode, once the only panels left are the top and the bottom. And we're a good ways from that, I think. But we are making considerable progress towards completing the rest of the sphere. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And it's been a long time coming, but we're nearly there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day, but Tuesday at noon US Eastern Time. And comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.